Welcome, everybody. Welcome to day 685, the Daily Antidote of Song. Every day, a song that we can sing together and then take out into our lives. I'm Elise Witt. I'm your host today, and I'm so excited to have my dear friend from here in Atlanta, Jacque Howard, with us, and I will say more about her in just a minute. But first, let's all wave and welcome our Facebook Live folks. Welcome, Facebook. Woohoo! So good to see you all. And I would like to welcome everyone in the room. Welcome to Jaden, who is doing our tech, and to Anna, who is often with us. Welcome to Jackie. Welcome to Dan in Vienna and Karen in Oregon. Welcome Pete and Janet in Toronto. Jenny in Suffolk in the UK, Shari in New Hampshire, and Brian in Cricket, and Rosalie in Michigan. Hello, my friend Carol in Blacksburg, Virginia, and Becky in BC. Hello to Trish and Kate in the south of France. Hello, Jan and Susan G, and Julie in Ontario, Susan in Seattle, and Phil in Totnes. Hello, Janet, my friend in Atlanta, and Linda and Peter in Maryland, and some more UK folks, Denise in the UK, and Bonnie in Boise, and Peter in Syracuse, near where I used to live when I was little. Hi, Amanda and Miles, so good to see you from Michigan. Hello, Kathleen in Albuquerque, Ralph in Victoria, Sarah in Texas, Steve and Michelle in Silver Spring, Kath and Kate in France, and Deborah in Kentucky, and Harriet and Bronwyn in Victoria. Hello, Mabel and your bears in Massachusetts, and Doug in Vermont, and Ruth in Birmingham, and Nancy and your beautiful Irish cow. Hello, Hoda in BC. Hello, Ann in Nashville, Jim in New York, and Delhi, and Fred in Silver Spring. Hello, Kathy in Cheyenne Land, and Arapaho Cheyenne Land. Hello, Nancy Schimmel, so good to see you from California all the way. And Busy, our Carpe Diem Arts mastermind and host of hosts. Hello, Arlene in Berkeley, thanks for your beautiful verse yesterday. And Kathy in Virginia, and Martha. Let's see, where are we? Yes. Hello, Kevin. I hope that you are doing so much better every single day. We are sending you so many healing thoughts. And I said 685, but Kevin is the one who knows the days, and he says it's 684, so that must be true. Hello, Susan in Maryland, Sandy in Silver Spring, and the curly tops. Can I just say thank you for my beautiful Valentine? Thank you, Liana, Don Willard, and Alice for my beautiful Valentine. Thank you, Jamie in Victoria. Welcome, Christiana and Bob in Maryland, Julie in Atlanta, and Dwight. So beautiful to see you. Cat in Vermont. Oh my goodness, there's all kinds of animals coming on. Trish and more curly tops who are shopping. Harriet and Linda and Aloysius in Massachusetts, Carol in Connecticut, Bob and Loriana Kachina Courtney in Vermont, and Joni and Gary and Jane, and Amos and Anna and L and G and James and Tusi. Welcome, everyone. If I didn't get you coming in, I will surely welcome you and thank you going out, because now it's time for us to sing on the Daily Antidote of Song. Welcome, everyone, and I'm so excited to bring to you today our amazing guest, someone that I have known for many years, known, loved, and admired. As you can see behind her, she's not only a wonderful musician, composer, teacher, activist, but also an incredible painter. And if you have watched Ready or Not or Jenny Jenkins, you know that those paintings were in both of those videos. So please help me in welcoming the fabulous Jacque, aka Jacque Howard. Woo! Welcome, welcome to the Daily Antidote, Jackie.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
So please share with us your song. Tell us a little bit about it, and we can talk more about it afterward. But let's get right down to the singing.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna sing. They call it like a mashup. We used to call it a medley in my day, and I'm gonna do "I Shall Not Be Moved" and "Joshua Fit the Battle of Jericho." And both are spirituals, and I love the spirituals. I love the first song I'll do, "I Shall Not Be Moved," and I have verses that they may vary because I kind of sing them as I feel them. But I have some verses that I'll sing, and you'll sing "I Shall Not Be Moved." That's what you'll keep singing that part. I'm sure you already know the melody. I shall not be moved. All right, that's our part that we'll all sing together, and I'll sing the verses, and then you'll repeat that chorus part. And also, we're gonna end with "Joshua Fit the Battle of Jericho," which I love. It's a little more upbeat. I sing "I Shall Not Be Moved" like an opening prayer, like a chant. This is something that I want to happen, a meditation almost. And then we go into the battle. So the first song is talking about I shall not be moved in my strength. And then it's time for the battle for freedom. Should I start singing, Elise? Are we ready?
Okay. I think we are ready, ready, ready.
Okay. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved. Just like a tree, I'm planted by the water. Ooh, yeah. I shall not be moved. I'm on my way to heaven. I shall not be moved. I'm on my way to heaven, y'all. I shall not be moved, just like a tree planted by the water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I shall not be moved. Jesus is my captain. I shall not be moved. Jesus is my captain. I shall not be moved, just like a tree. I'm planted by the water, planted, yeah, yeah. I shall not be moved, because I am on my way to freedom. I shall not be moved. I'm on my way to freedom now. I shall not be moved. I'm just like a tree, yeah. I'm planted by the water, yeah, yeah. I shall not be moved. Now I'm ready for the battle. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, my Lord. Jericho, Jericho, my Lord. Joshua fit the battle, Jericho, and them walls came tumbling down. Say it again, come on, y'all. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho. Jericho, Jericho, my Lord. Joshua took the battle of talk about your man, Gideon. You can talk about your man, Saul. There's none like good old Joshua at the battle of Jericho that morning. Joshua. The battle of Jericho, my Lord, Jericho, my Lord, Jericho, my Lord, Joshua, the battle of Jericho, and them walls came tumbling down. Well, the ram horns and sheep horns, they begin to blow, and the trumpets begin to sound. Joshua commanded the people to shout, and the walls came tumbling down that morning. Joshua, the battle of Jericho.
All the walls come tumbling.
Jericho, Jericho, battle of Jericho, and them walls came tumbling down.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, Jackie, did you see everybody just
I did.
rocking out with that? I think there was a lot of harmony singing going on. A
What?
lot of harmony. I saw some percussion instruments, and
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of faces that were moved
Right.
so deeply. Um, as before we got on today, you and I were talking a little bit about the just the deep meanings of these songs. Can you talk about that a little bit? Because it's so there's so much more than just the surface of the words and the music.
Right. Well, and Joshua, I love that song. I've always loved that song. When I was a little girl, long, long ago, I heard it first, I think, in my little town of Swainsboro, Georgia, the quartets. I heard them singing that song, and I just loved it. And I had heard the story of Joshua, this guy and these people tearing down this wall with sound. So it was so intriguing to me as a kid. And so when I learned the song and I read the story, it's almost empowering to me. And I know that's why the people who are enslaved adapted it, because it shows that if Joshua and these people can knock this wall, this physical wall that would be so hard for them to knock down with their weapons, and they had spears, like when they had they walked around the wall 7 days. Like the first day, they would walk around, and there would be the army of the guys with the weapons would walk first, and then they would have the Ark of the Covenant. They said it was God's presence second. And then third, they would be these priests, and they had trumpets. And so they would blow these trumpets, and behind them were the women, the children, and everybody else. And so they walked around this big wall every day, and there was no sound, only the trumpets blowing. And so they did it for 6 days. On the 7th day, that was the day when everybody was shouted, when Joshua gave the command, and they shouted, and that wall came tumbling down. That was a big, huge deal, because that was a big wall, and the people of Jericho felt very secure because the wall was, it was so big and enforced. And so when they saw the wall come tumbling down, with the part that tumbled down, it became a ramp, and they just ran into the city, because in order to get to the promised land, they had to knock that wall down to get there. And it's so much like the people that were enslaved. They had all of these walls to knock down before they could get to their freedom. And that wall falling down with sound and people working together on one accord is what took that wall down. Of course, Joshua was a servant of God. He was obedient, and God told him, I'm sure the soldiers were like, man, are you crazy? We're gonna like just make a sound and knock this wall down. That seems impossible. But in the book of Joshua, well, in the book of Samuel, it says that with God, all things are possible. And that was so important for people that were enslaved, because it seems this wall is so big, it will never fall. We will never get our freedom. So when they would sing this song, it was a song of hope. Like if Joshua can do it, with the ram horns and the sheep horns and the people with sounds, surely our freedom will come one day. And so that's why that song is such a victorious song, and I love it. And I love the fact that it was sound that did it.
I think that's what's like the kernel of that's so deep in this song, and the way that you sing it, but also what the daily antidote of song is, bringing people together in song. And we're not just, singing together for fun and then we go away. We take these songs with us and we use them to
Yeah.
knock down whatever walls that we need to knock down, whether they be those hard stone walls or those metaphorical walls. And there's so much activism happening in this community. I'm so glad that you're a part of it now.
Thank you.
And for those of you that don't know Jacque, she often sings with her musical partner Joyce Williams, and we're hoping that one day Joyce will come on with Jacque, because their harmonies are sublime and powerful. But without her, you are also absolutely amazing. I wanted to ask you, well, I want you to talk just briefly about what's happening behind you there. Look at those kids.
Yeah, those are my paintings, my kids. And so yeah, can you see them?
We can.
Yes. You see the girl playing the guitar, and it's called Sing to the Moon and the Stars Will Shine. And sometimes it's just like I need something to happen. I need something shiny. I need some light in my life. And in this one, it's just called Sing to the Moon. It's actually a song by a singer out of the UK, Laura Mbulu. And she has a song that's called Sing to the Moon. And I loved it so much. And I had to paint this little girl singing with her pink guitar, singing to the moon, and you see all the stars coming out. And even at night, there are these flowers. You probably can't see the sunflowers, but that's Sing to the Moon. And here on the other side is my sisters and I singing. And it's just, I used to see this in church growing up all the time. Families getting up singing and holding hands because you're kind of scared, and it's their first time singing, and they have on their beautiful little dresses, and they're just singing, and that's what it's called, my sisters and I singing, and that's like their first performance. And so yeah,
they're so beautiful. And I think that your paintings are also inspired by the work that you do with children. Tell us about Miss Gussie's Place.
Well, Miss Gussie's Place is a center for children with severe to profound multiple, I call them different abilities, but I say the word dis so that people will understand what I'm talking about. But they have multiple to profound disabilities. And at Miss Gussie's Place, our mission, we stimulate, motivate, and we educate all of our students. And that's such a big deal because, with children with multiple disabilities, those are children with cerebral palsy. Most of my children are nonverbal. They're not walking. They're tube fed. They have seizures. They just have multiple things that they are challenged with: visual impairments, hearing, a lot of challenges that they have. But I never call them disabilities because a challenge, we can take it on and we can win. And so it's a different ability that they have. And so, but we educate our students. We teach, reading, math, we have team sports, and we do everything. And because we see past the body, we build upon the ability, and we see each child. And we have, thank God, been successful. It's named after my mom, who just passed a year ago, a few days ago. She was 97 years old, and her name is Miss Gussie. And she taught me that the sky was the limit. And that is what we believe at my school. That's one of our mottos. No matter what, I would ask my mom, no matter what I had to do, Mama, do you think I can do it? She said, yes, baby, you can do anything you put your mind to. And so that followed me, and so I passed that on to my parents and to my students, and it's so meaningful to them. And we have been blessed at Miss Gussie's place to see basically people would call them miracles, because all of our students, the doctors always told the parents, and they'll never do this, they'll never walk, talk, they never, some they didn't expect to live but a few hours. But we have students reading on the 3rd grade level, with playing kickball, just doing everything. We have students who have had trachs, and students who have trachs can't talk, but they can click. Whatever your ability is, we'll build upon it. And that clicking has become a language. Like, we have a little girl who clicks, and she happens to love opera. And so, that was just, I don't know how we found it out, because I love doing that. And I found out that was what awakened her whenever I did that voice. And so I started bringing in Leontine Price and every opera singer, and that is what would awaken her brain. And then we learned to use those clicks, because she has a trach and she can't make any sound, but she can click. And so we turn one click into yes and 2 clicks into no, and then she just clicking all over the place, having conversations with you. And just to know, for her to know, hey, she saw me, she knows I have a language, she knows I have thoughts. That is what springs my babies to life, and they want to learn. And I'm honored to be able to do this every day. So that's Miss Gussie's place. And we take students from, I have an 8-month-old, I have a 67-year-old man. So we have all ages. He had a stroke, but our foundation is the neuroplasticity of the brain. The brain is like plastic. It's always learning. I remember when I was younger, they were like, 23, the brain cells start to die. Remember? But now we know that the brain, we can mold it, and with stimulation and repetition, you can create new pathways that have been damaged. And so that's what we do at Miss Gussie's place.
So wonderful.
I can talk on and on, so I have to.
I know. Well, I met your mom, and she indeed is very inspiring. And I've also met your kids, and what you do there is really just magical and beautiful, because you use all of your skills of music and art, and I think the skill of listening, that you actually are listening not just with your ears but with your heart, to connect with these children, mostly children there, at least what I experienced. And
yes,
we have a very amazing suggestion for you. Christiana and Bob in Maryland, who come to Daily Antidote every day, they say, going forward, could we support Jacqueline that she can make greeting cards of her beautiful paintings? She might even be able to use them as a fundraiser for Miss Gussie's place. And people would like to support you. So I wonder if that's the kind of activism projects that the Daily Antidote takes on. So
I would love it.
Because yeah. And I had another message for you. Let's see, where was it? Oh, Amanda and Miles in Michigan, who also come on every day, want to know about your blouse. They love your blouse.
You have no idea how many dresses I've tried on before decided to wear this. So I'm glad you guys like it. It's just a dress from Ross. I don't know if you guys have a Ross. I think it was about $14 actually. And so yeah, I'm glad you like it. Thank you.
Beautiful. All right. Well, let's go ahead and sing the songs one more time. So we can go out. We always like to go out singing.
Should we just do Joshua? Want to do that one?
Sure.
Do both or just which one, Elise?
Oh, let's do
both of them.
Both. Yeah, just a little bit.
Look, I should not be. All right, thank you. You guys are so sweet. All right, so get ready. This is your mantra. You shall not be moved. You ready? I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like a tree planted by the water. Yeah, I shall not be moved. On my way to freedom, on my way to freedom, y'all. I shall not be moved. I'm on my way to freedom. I shall not be moved. Just like a tree, I'm planted by the water. Yeah, I shall not be moved. Come on, I shall not. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like a tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. Are you ready? Come on. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, my Lord. Jericho, Jericho, my Lord. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. One more time, let me take one. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. Jericho, Jericho, my Lord, the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. You can talk about your man, Gideon. You can talk about your man, the song. There's a song like good old Joshua. Battle of Jericho that morning. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. Jericho, my Lord. Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. And the walls came tumbling down. Where the ram horns and the sheep horns began to blow, and the trumpets began to sound. Joshua commanded the people to shout. And then the walls came tumbling down that morning. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. Jericho, Jericho, my Lord. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down.
Woo! More walls are falling all over, from British Columbia over to Britain, all
All
through the
right.
United States and all around the world. Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you, thank
Thank
you,
you,
thank you.
guys. This was
We'll be
great.
talking about we need to support you in making some cards of those
Yeah,
gorgeous paintings. And
I would
y'all,
love
there are a lot of paintings, let me tell you. There are a lot of paintings.
to. Yeah.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today on day 684 of the Daily Antidote of Song. Thank you to everyone. Let's wave goodbye to Facebook Live. Thank you for joining us
Bye.
today. Bye, 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 bye.